Welcome back. The indictment does raise plenty of questions about Governor Rick Perry's presidential future. Perry was just on a rise, getting on top of the Fox News Republican presidential poll in late July. Before that, he polled far behind almost all of the likely Republican nominees. I sat down with Jay Root from our media partner, the Texas Tribune. He wrote the book on Perry from his failed presidential campaign, Oops. I asked him if this was just another oops moment.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, this is arguably worse than the oops moment. I mean, the governor is now under criminal indictment, and of course he's innocent until he's proven guilty. A jury and a judge will oversee all of this, but it's not good to get indicted, particularly if you want to run for president, and there are all signs pointing to the fact that he is sort of rebuilding to that moment.
Right, and we both covered that race last time and saw how that unfolded. And how do you feel like this could actually impact what he hopes to do in the future?
Well, you know, the sort of irony is that he was really doing so great. I mean, he was really coming back up. He was rebuilding his image from that oops moment. I think that was the oops moment was starting to fade away. He obviously, everybody talked about his glasses, but he's been studying to be president in a way. I mean, he's had advisors come in and talk to him about foreign policy. He's been on the road a lot. He's had a lot of TV appearances. The border surge has given him a platform, and then boom, indicted on a Friday evening.
Obviously, there's already a field of possible Republican contenders that he would have to go up against if he does decide to run for president. Who really benefits from what happened with this indictment?
You have to think that Ted Cruz benefits. Again, look, we're talking about the raw political calculations. When a potential opponent is wounded, injured, hit with anything negative, and this is negative, you know, it's a good thing for anybody except Rick Perry, who might face him in a presidential primary. But you know, you think about Ted Cruz because they're sort of swimming in the same pool in Texas, and so that's who I would think of immediately.
Longtime governor, just a few more months left in office. There will be a new governor, Greg Abbott or Wendy Davis. How would you think that they would handle something like this, having to pick up after this is one of the last marks on a governor's record?
You know, the Dallas Morning News had an editorial tonight, or right as the indictment was coming out. They had an editorial, and they said that this was a dark mark on a governor's tenure that went on probably too long. I'm paraphrasing there for the most part, but this sort of leaves a little bit of a cloud over the administration, and I've got to think this is going to go on for quite a long time. There could be a change of venue, there will be multiple appeals. I just have to think that this is going to drag on, and if you're Wendy Davis, you don't care that much because she's a Democrat and she's going to say that Perry had it coming to him. If you're Greg Abbott, you know, he's the heir apparent to Rick Perry, so you don't want to be dealing with that.
Jay Root, Texas Tribune, thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, this indictment did not form in a vacuum. We explore the causes and what it could mean for Texans with Paul Burka from Texas Monthly when State of Texas In Depth returns.